This is meteorologist Mark Molnar with an update on your weather forecast here for February 26, 2013. Let's take a look at the current watches and warnings across the general viewing area of the lower 48 in southern Canada. Well, mostly for the northeast here. We've got winter storm or winter weather advisories extending all the way back from Missouri, eastern Kansas, all the way up through New York, Pennsylvania, Michigan, northern Ohio, northern Indiana, northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, and winter storm warnings up for the White Mountains of New Hampshire, over to Vermont, and western and down east Maine. And here we have some possible advisories here in central New England here, and extending down towards the southern Poconos region of Pennsylvania, where we could see up to a quarter to a half an inch of icing. Here in the Appalachians, this is where we're also seeing winter storm warnings for significant ice accumulations of a half to an inch of liquid precipitation, which will account to a half to 3/4 of an inch up to inch of ice. A lot of this has changed over to rain, but some of these colder valleys here in the Appalachians are still reporting freezing rain. So beware of that. Here's the storm system wrapping up, and as we overlay the precipitation, you can see the mixed precipitation on the outer fringe, with green being the rain. Across the rest of the nation, not much is happening at this point. So let's get right on into what we're expecting from the system over the next 24 to 48 hours for your Wednesday, heading on into early Thursday. This storm system is going to wrap up. We're already seeing secondary low development, so this primary low is weakening over the Ohio Valley, Mississippi Valley, and this low is going to take over and move up the coast. Now there's going to be enough warm air at the surface in many areas of the Mid-Atlantic to keep this all rain, even on the backside. But we'll see some snow on the outer periphery, and that's where we're looking at 3 to 6 inches, with locally higher amounts to 6 to 12 inches on the northern periphery here. So we're going to continue to watch that possibility. South central New York, southern tier, northeast Pennsylvania, central Pennsylvania. That's where we're going to be looking at varied conditions. 1 to 2 inches of snow and sleet in the valleys tonight into Wednesday morning, with up to 1/10 of an inch of ice possible. But on those hilltops, anywhere from 3 to 5 inches of snow on the hilltops above 1,600 feet, with some 1/4 inch icing likely during the day on Wednesday. So be wary of that. Conditions can change greatly from the valley regions to the hilltop regions above 1,600 feet. So let's get right into before we get into the temperatures in the long range here, we got the NAO index here, North Atlantic Oscillation, staying pretty negative throughout much of March here, the first part into the middle part of March, and that should keep the blocking pattern continuing, and as well as the Arctic Oscillation, the AO index, going very negative, as many of my viewers pointed out on yesterday's video, going almost as low as -5 by the second week of March. So that could be hinting that we could be seeing some extremely stormy conditions through the middle of March. That's what the indicators are saying anyways. We'll continue to watch that for any verification. But if we take a look at the temperatures out west, we're seeing that ridge. Look at these temperatures, and you'll see them build over the next 4 days here. 60s and 70s, 60s into the Napa Valley here. This is really warm. And we're seeing some cold air shots behind the main system here in the northeast. And we'll continue to see that across the lakes through the weekend. And the upper Midwest, we'll get some marginally cold air, but most of the cold air should be north of the Great Lakes, into the northern Great Lakes and northern New England, into the teens and single digits, with 20s across the upper Mid-Atlantic and northeast, 30s across the middle Mid-Atlantic over to the Midwest, and Florida and Texas and the Gulf Coast staying pretty warm, even the coldest day looking at the 50s and 60s, which isn't too bad, a little bit below normal. But like I said, the warm conditions will build out west. I'm meteorologist Mark Molnar. Be careful of that system out there in the northeast and mid-Atlantic for snow and ice. Like us on Facebook at MeteoMark. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Here's a 4-day forecast for my hometown viewers from the northern tier counties of Pennsylvania, the Poconos, from Binghamton to Elmira, and the western Catskills.